Joining me now is the director of the think tank Institute for Public Policy Research, Harry Quilter-Pinner. Harry, good to see you. What do you make of what the Prime Minister has drawn out of this visit to China?
Well, I think we have to put this in a bit of a broader context, which is that the UK has not had a strong relationship with China for the last decade. It's been 8 years since a British Premier went to China. And so I think the main thing that Keir Starmer will draw from this is a start to a rebuilding that relationship with what is now the second largest or first largest economy, depending on how you measure it, in the world, and one of our key trading partners. So I think, there's been some initial announcements that show intent, but what we're really doing here is starting to rebuild a relationship that means over time we can both open up markets for British business, but also address some of those more difficult issues that we know exist between Europe and China.
The Conservatives tried to create a much better relationship, didn't they? Under Cameron and George Osborne, there are a lot of photo opportunities around 10 years ago. There wasn't ultimately a lot that came out of that medium to long term.
Well, look, I think, you have to, these relationships have to be lasting if we want to see benefits. And what we've seen is our relationship with China blow hot and cold. And so, the investment that's made in building these relationships and opening these conversations is not cashed in terms of a bigger trade deal or resolving some of the remaining security issues between China and the UK, because we then withdrew those relationships and stopped talking. So I think what the test for Keir Starmer here is this just one visit? Or is this the start of a more stable, reliable relationship that will last into the future?
But in order for it to be stable and reliable, it means that the Prime Minister can't really express concerns about things like human rights abuses, such as democracy protester Jimmy Lai still being in prison. He's going to have to sort of put that to the side, isn't he? And, you see anger. I don't know if you heard my last interview with Tim Loughton there, talking about grubby deals.
Well, I mean, we don't know the terms of that deal yet, so I think it's a bit fast to judge whether it's a grubby deal or whether it's progress. But what I would say is the reason why you want a stable relationship is so you can raise these issues. The test of a friendship is, can you negotiate on things that are difficult as well as celebrate when things are going well? And the one thing that we know for certain is that not engaging with China will not make us any more secure. Not engaging with China will not encourage China to change its actions towards democracy protesters. So the only basis on which we can have any influence on the way that the Chinese state behaves is by engaging, is by building that relationship, and is by raising those issues sensitively, calmly, as part of a long-term flourishing relationship.
The Prime Minister seemed keen to sidestep concerns that he was alienating the American government over this trip. What do you think? Does it matter? I mean, it must matter, right? I mean, you're looking at, China and America, great economic superpowers in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's changed in the last decade or two is that we were in what was experts called a unipolar world, where there was the United States was the most powerful country. It set the rules of the game, and we were a very close ally. What we are now in is a multipolar world with many sources of power across the globe and a great power competition between the US and China. And the UK is a great nation, but we're a small nation. So the risk for us is that we get stuck in between these two great powers. What Keir Starmer is trying to do, I think, is to build strong relationships with both China and the US, and to navigate those tensions carefully so that he doesn't draw the ire of Donald Trump. I think Trump's outbursts in the last 24 hours will pass. Trump himself is visiting Beijing soon. He will want to do a deal with the Chinese as well. He obviously is the author of The Art of the Deal. So I think this is a temporary outburst, and I think Starmer has probably navigated that okay. But obviously these tensions aren't going to go away. It's going to be an ongoing debate about how the UK navigates this great power competition between the States and China.
All right, Harry Quilter-Pinner, thank you for speaking to us on Sky News.